DJB, welcome to Photo Critic TV, episode number 8. Episode number 8. Welcome everybody. To submit your photographs, go to www.photocritictv.com. Click on click to submit and I'll review your camera. I'll review your photographs online, on camera, on this show, believe it or not. You can have a look at my portfolio at www.djbworldphotography.com. So check that out. First one for episode 8, Suze Simon. Thanks Suze. What are you photographing with? A Canon 450D 18-55mm kit lens and the Canon 50mm f1.8. Let's have a look. Suze, your first photograph. This is what I like about this is there's a variety of colours here, which is very nice. The problem I have with it is I don't really know what the object is. If I were to guess, I think it's some kind of kite or something. What I would have done is actually just step back a bit more so we can see more of the environment and try and put this subject into context, because at the moment we don't really know what it is. Apart from that, technically the photograph is quite nice. It's very sharp, colours are vivid. I like the sun flare you've got at the top right hand corner of the screen there, which is cool. But I really just want to see more about the context of this so I can work out what this subject is. So, good start. Let's think more about the story that the photograph is trying to tell here. Let's have a look at your next one. Next one, Suze. This is a really beautiful photograph of this little boy here. I can't think of anything too bad about this one. The expression is very natural. The colours are very nice. You've got a bit of a blue theme running throughout. The boy has blue eyes, he's wearing a blue checkered shirt and he has a blue hat on, which I think that all works very well together. And his face and expression stick out a lot. So, very nice photograph, Suze. Perhaps have a look at the white balance. So you might be able to warm this photograph up a tad. But the lighting is perfect. It looks like ambient light. That's about all I can think of, Suze. Good photograph. Good photograph. I would guess that you've used the 50mm f1.8 on that, so good choice of lens. Lighting is nice. Composition's fine. Great shot. Good start. Let me just get some wine. What do you reckon about this?
Wine is good.
It's good, isn't it?
Wine is good.
Right. Okay. Okay. Next one. David Pratt. Good evening, David. David is shooting with a Canon, I don't know why I said that, Sony A55 and a Sigma 70-300 APO. That's a massive lens there, Dave. This is photograph 3, which means it's time for Aaron. OTB, photograph 3, Aaron. Aaron.
What up?
Are you ready for this?
Yep.
This is what we do with Aaron. Aaron's never seen these photographs before. We give him 7 seconds off the bat and beyond the frame. I want to critique. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Okay.
Good. Go.
7 seconds. Take your time. Take your time.
Think about it. Be the photo. Fuzzy green goodness.
Fuzzy green goodness. That's awesome. Aaron. High five?
High five.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks. This is why we bring Aaron on, because I can't even think of anything better. That's it. Next photograph. No, I'm joking. Dave. Really cool image here. It almost looks like a macro photograph. It almost looks like it's taken through a microscope, in fact. The detail here is very, very sharp, and I'd be interested to know what sort of post-processing you've performed on this photograph. The colours are beautiful. The background almost looks like it's been desaturated because of the low depth of field, which is fantastic because it really helps to isolate the subject here being this flower. Colours are beautiful, lighting is beautiful, low depth of field. The only thing maybe I think I would have done on the first photograph is just move the main flower to the right, to the right a little bit, just to work on the placement a little bit there in terms of its composition. So if it was just moved a little bit more to the right, so there was less space on the right hand side, we can fill the frame up a little bit more, see a bit more of what's happening on the left. Really great shot. Dave, the next one is the same subject with a slightly different perspective. Again, beautiful colors, beautiful detail, very sharp image technically. I'd be interested to know what the actual specs are on the photograph, i.e. shutter speed, especially your aperture, and also what post-processing you've done on this one. So yeah, that is a lot of fuzzy frame. That is a lot of fuzzy green goodness right there. Thanks, Dave. Next one. Let's go to Gay. Gay is shooting with a Nikon D5000 and a 55-200 lens. What have you said? It's a dahlia tree in my back garden. Blooms beautifully for a couple of weeks. Okay, cool. So, Gay, I love the light in this photograph. Very soft light. It looks like very natural ambient light. You can see the water drops on a few of the tree stems here, or the flower branches here. The only thing I would have said is it does look, I find it difficult to find a particular part of this tree, we're calling it a tree, to lock onto. So there's a lot of different flowers and there's a lot going on here, so it's a little bit busy, I find. So what I maybe would have done is actually just picked one of these flowers and zoomed in on that, and maybe had one or two of the other ones in the background but defocused and not distracting. But good photograph. I like the neutral background. I'm not sure quite what you've put in the background there, but it's a good contrast to the foreground so that the subject sticks out. Good choice, good photograph. Let's go to the next one from Gay, and I believe this is the last photograph for the episode. How do you feel about that?
Oh, about bloody time.
What?
Taking too long. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. It's time to wrap it up. Now that you said that,
I want to go home.
I'm having another sip of this. What else has been happening? I heard you went on a date this week, hang on.
Yep. She wasn't fuzzy green goodness. We'll just go with that.
But that's a good thing, isn't it?
No.
Not a good thing.
I don't know.
Alright, getting back onto the subject. Gay. Nikon D5000, 55-200mm lens. Well, this was taken at Blair Gowrie Beach on the peninsula in Victoria. Gay, excuse me. Oh, just finish that off. The moment here is really cool. It's almost a little bit vicious, I think, what's going on here. The two seagulls, they look perhaps as though they're fighting. Maybe you've thrown a bit of bread out and they're fighting each other for it. So you've captured that moment extremely well. Two things. The lighting does look like it's coming from top down. So again, we've got some harsh white light, which is not great. So you've got, if you look at the seagulls, the left-hand side is quite white and bright. The right-hand side is kind of in a bit of a shadow. So the lighting here is a little bit off. That's okay. Also, I would have used perhaps a lower depth of field to again kind of isolate these birds from the background, because right now the water in the background is there's still a lot of detail there, so it's a little bit distracting from what's going on. I think what we're trying to do is really extract the subject from its environment so that we can focus only on that. So think about the way your eye flows around the photograph in this case. I'm finding that I'm focusing a little bit too much on what's happening in the background and not what's actually happening in the foreground, which is what we want the viewer to focus on. So you maybe could have, again, this photograph is all about the moment, so it's easy for me to just stand here or sit here and just say to you, find a different angle, a different perspective. But if you had more time and more opportunities, I would have perhaps found a different perspective, so that the background, so that you can defocus the background a little bit more and remove that as a distraction. But the moment you've captured here is really cool, so congrats on that. And that's about it. That's all I can think of. Thank you, Gay, and thank you, Dave, and thank you, Suze. That is it for episode number 8. I shall catch you next time.